Hello and welcome, my Aquarius collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your Timeless True Love read, recorded in February 2021, but whenever you come across it is when you're supposed to see it. I am your reader, Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. And why, oh why, of all days did I choose today to bring it this hard? Hi guys! Ready? Let's rock and roll. My subscribers, thank you so much for your love and support. If you're new, you know what to do. Standard YouTube rules apply. If you like it. You want more, subscribe. Feel free to comment, share, and all that jazz, because yes, I am a professional witch and I am an incredibly busy one nowadays, particularly in this past year. So very, very glad to be doing these readings for you. This is a Path of True Love read done in a 12-card spread, 10 of which is a Celtic Cross, 2 of which involve the Caroline Mace archetype cards to identify you, what archetypes you are dealing with within yourself on the path of true love and with someone else crossing your path. Again, standard YouTube rules apply. Take what resonates and leave what does not, and check your other signs. There are extended readings on Vimeo.com for all of my timeless readings. So now I am doing 2 timeless reads per month, the soulmate reads and the path of true love reads, which is what this is. And let's clarify for a second, shall we? Path of true love is your spiritual path, your hero's journey, your healing journey, your artist's way, right? Through the lenses of your relationships, the lessons that the divine would have you learn, and what makes us learn faster than in our relationships. Not every relationship is romantic, sexual, obviously, so whatever shows up in this reading, regardless of the form of relationship we see here, it's all about your perfection, right? Perfecting you. We're all perfection in progress, right? You can't hold a child culpable for not understanding algebra, unless they do, and then that's a weird kid. But so am I, so was I, although algebra wasn't my thing. Witchcraft was, go figure. So you know, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, certainly, but remember that this is your reading, your path, and if there's cross-watcher, remember energies can bop back and forth, but there's none of that. Who's the divine feminine, who's the divine masculine in this read? No. The first card down will be for the Aquarians. I'm reading for them in this particular read. A couple of quick business notes. I am doing tarot parties on my Drawing the Circle Productions Facebook page, not to be confused with the Angelo Lyons Mal for short Facebook group, which is way more intimate and fun. My Facebook page is pretty much all business, but now I'm monetized there. So I went Zoom Pro. Yeah, I upgraded. We're taking 10 partiers per week, Monday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Everybody gets red, bring a cocktail, wear your pajamas, I don't care, it's usually me and a room full of women anyway, so it's a lot of fun. And if you're interested, I actually even give discounts for the first couple of days when the event is posted, so you don't have to pay the full price if you reserve early. Yeah. Also, my book, we're shooting for the full moon in Virgo, right? What is that? I think it's, I don't know. It's the Friday before full moon, the night before. We're hoping, crossing fingers here, launching my book, Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, on Kindle. My first Kindle, and a boy always remembers his first and his last, and that's about it in terms of business, except to say that all the decks that I read are always in the description box. We're using only 2 decks. We will be clarifying in the extended with a whole other tarot deck, the Mythic Tarot, and a whole table, a whole sideboard full of oracles and whatnot. So let's get up in this egg. Let's get you and who's crossing your path on the table, and then we will Celtic Cross this MFer. And all I can ask of anyone watching any of my videos, aside from take what resonates, leave what doesn't, both feet on the floor if you can, and focus on your breath if you will, along with me, so that I can bring you the clarity, guidance, and grace from my pantheons of the divine, and so that you can really feel what resonates within you, in your intuitive energy field. I guess that's about it. Please take a nice deep breath. Here we go. That was quick. All right. My collective pantheons. Here we go. Of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters of true love, and the higher selves of all involved in this Aquarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign path of true love read. Please, what is the dominant archetype for my Aquarian friend here? Because they're the friends of the zodiac, that 11th house altitude, seeing the larger picture most of the time. What is the dominant archetype in play for them on the path of true love? I'm doing this in February 2021, but timeless whenever they are watching this. The soul power, they are alchemizing from lead to gold, toxic to healthy, shadow to light, and who crosses them on the path of true love here? What archetype are they dealing with? Now, just to clarify, whatever these cards are, that's not what you are. It's an archetype that you have, right? And that's a big difference. Particularly, well, I mean, someone can say, I'm a gambler. Well, you have the gambler archetype, and this is an action family archetype, and the one who's crossing your path, the destroyer archetype. Now, here's the thing, depending on your relationship with gambling, you could see that as either as a good thing or a bad thing, but the truth is it's neutral in terms of archetypal power, a soul power that you are refining on the path of true love whenever you are watching this. I figure these readings are about a month, right? Or at least a full moon, an entire moon cycle. And the destroyer, as horrible as that sounds, the light side, it balances it out. It always does. So the shadow attribute of the gambler, relying on luck rather than hard work. Now, I know a lot of Aquarians. In fact, a lot of my closest friends are Aquarians, just throughout time. Very friendly that way. And all of them work really hard. Like, do they rely on luck? Not the ones I know, but maybe that is in terms of relationships, right? Hard work, maybe not so much in the work field, but in relationships perhaps. But the light attribute, willingness to follow intuition even when others doubt you. See, that's the genius of the Aquarian mind. It's like, oh no, visionary intuition, I see it. I see the whole picture here, right? It's like, I'm going to trust this. I'm going to trust what I see. I'm going to trust where I'm being led, because other people can't usually see from that altitude, right? But you're dealing with a destroyer archetype. Now, keep in mind, this can be anyone. This can be anyone at this point. We don't have enough cards on the table to say if this is romantic, sexual. So take this with a grain of salt, unless absolutely you know, oh no, that's who that is, right? The shadow attribute, intoxication with destructive power. Turn it hard, right? Destructive power. Destroying others' dreams or potential. Now, we've all come across people like that in our lives before, and certainly not an easy thing to what? Take a risk on. But the light attribute, releasing what is potentially destructive. Now, stick a pin in that for a second. What does it mean to release what is potentially destructive? That means to find a creative outlet for like anger and rage and depression and all of those turbulent, painful emotions that we have to deal with. That this is a volcano. This person might be bottling up inside of them, building up pressure ready to explode. Now, this is certainly a risk that you want to take, and there's more on this card. I'll get there. But just that first part, someone who is capable of releasing potentially destructive energies, that's a plus, right? The second part of this, preparing for new life. This could be somebody who is burning down their life as is to move on to the life that they truly want. And here you are, it looks like the Fool card, right? I don't know, here, let me get a little closer, right? You can see it's like the blindfolded and sort of stepping off, well, not stepping off a cliff, walking a tightrope there, keeping your balance there. I could see this person might be going through a whole life renovation. You know, it's funny, the word rehabilitation means to, the original meaning of the word, means to restore to its original setting, which I think is interesting. But this feels like complete devastation and reconstruction, right? Not just rehabilitation, almost like the Tower card, right? It might be what they are refining right now. So whether you two are getting into this or not, right? Whether you're even talking to each other, they might have a lot on their plate, but still, they're the ones that cross you on the path of true love. So let's Daughters of the Moon this. Now, this is going to give you, in my opinion and my experience, the more important stuff to know, how this feels to you on the path. Because the mind's going to get in the way and interpret things. It's its job, right? But this is more about your intuitive field. These cards represent the divine, excuse me, the divine feminine aspect of life, the heart, throat, and third eye. Heart, throat, third eye, and crown chakras working in concert with each other, your yin energy, your interior world, the world behind your eyes, whatever you want to call that. So we're going to layer a 10-card Celtic Cross spread on top of this for how this feels to you, or at least heart, throat, third eye, crown, right? Please take a nice deep breath. Yeah, very much, my goddesses of air and the sign of Aquarius. Please, 10 cards in absolute clarity for this Aquarian collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading. Please, even if it's the cross watcher, get them the clarity, the information, the GPS satellite view, so that they can see where they are and wisely navigate their way on the path of true love, particularly dealing with the destroyer archetype. What is the card that covers this Aquarian gambler? First position, face down. What crosses them with this destroyer archetype? Crossing them on the path of true love. I'll take that one there. What is at the core of this? What they do not see, what they're not aware of, what's going on in the subconscious for both of them. This is actually what they're not seeing underground at the crossroads they're showing me. No. One more riffle shuffle. Please, what is at the core for both of them? Cards are really sticking together, which says to me that this has got a strong magnetism to it. That doesn't necessarily mean you like each other, though. It just means that you're really being drawn together. It's time to do something together. You may not know that, obviously. What's going on in the past? What's in their behind? What they got in their butt? What's in their behind? What's in your butt? What crowns them? Sort of like what's hovering, right? What could come in? What might come in? Sort of higher vibrationally, sort of immediate future. What is before them on the path of true love? My aqualungs, my aquariums. What is the lesson? The universal learning template, if we want to get technical, for the Aquarian on the path of true love. From the outside looking in, what does this feel like? Heart, throat, third eye, and crown for the Aquarian, or if someone were to tune into it. Yeah, I'm not tuning into it horizontally. I'm tuning into it vertically. Satellite view. What is the destiny that maybe be hewn from their fate? The destiny hewn from fate, their hopes and fears on the hero's journey of the path of true love, and the most probable outcome considering current timeline of current lifetime on the path of true love for this Aquarian. We're done. Let's look. So again, you have the gambler with the Ace of Pentacles. So you're shaking the dice, right? Ace of Pentacles, a new beginning, a solid, fertile acorn that in time will yield billions of other acorns once it grows to a full oak tree, right? That rich potential there, and it is a gamble. It is a risk, particularly dealing with somebody who is the destroyer archetype, but with the 10 of Pentacles. Now, holy crap, you've got the ace, they've got the 10. Now, this is how they feel, mind you, and that might very well be part of the risk. You might, you're feeling it. It's like, nope, I can feel this. This is a new opportunity. This is something that has great potential, and what you're feeling about them is the 10 of Pentacles, that this is somebody who has harvested. Now, they might very well have money, you might feel that, they might very well have the physical part of it down pat with this card. It's called the harvest, right? The thing is not how hard did they work for it, because working smart and working hard are not always the same thing. But have they earned the wisdom, right? Have they got the wisdom to do this, because if they really are at a 10 of Pentacles with the Destroyer archetype, they might be burning things down in order to reap that harvest for a new beginning, preparing for new life. So you might be sensing they are at the end of some physical cycle in their life, in their thing, and you might be ready to be like, okay, just waiting, watching from a distance, right? Watching, oh, they're at that 10 of Pentacles, boom, here's the new opportunity. This person you might know is wrapping up something in their life, maybe a relationship, maybe a job, maybe just a cycle of their life. I don't think it would be so instant to say that it's their birthday, but maybe that is the case too, right? A completion of a cycle of Earth. What is it you don't know? Ooh, well, the Libra card in the subconscious position, in the core, this is saying this is a 7th house partnership. Now, that's not saying too much on the path of true love, because all one-on-one relationships are that. 7th house, partnerships, marriage, legal affairs, and the shadow self. Not feeling that with Skadi, the North Wind, the Mother of Blades, one of the giantesses from Norse mythology. Definitely a beautiful, beautiful energy. We're looking at Libra, which is Venus and love and all of that. But it is also about fairness. It is a cardinal air. You are fixed air, the difference between a Libra air sign and an Aquarian air sign. So that cardinal, trying to create a balance here subconsciously, definitely says to me, if you want to talk soul contract, there's a soul contract in place, but all relationships have some aspect of soul contract, reason, season, or lifetime, right? Sometimes people come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Reason, I'm like that with that word. Reason is a human thing. Purpose, however, it covers all three, right? Divine purpose that you might not know about. Let's keep going. Where is this coming from? Well, we got the Lovers in your past. Now, look, that doesn't immediately scream that this is romantic sexual. The card of the Lovers is always about a life-changing decision. Some will choose head, some will choose heart, but those who take the path of true love eventually learn how to, watch this, make lovingly wise, empowered choices and decisions. Really, the Lover's card is a throat chakra card. It's about choice and decision, and willpower is in your throat chakra. Do you spit? Do you swallow? Do you chew? Some of us gargle. That being said here, it is your first major arcana card. It's in the past, so this does indicate that a major decision was made here, and I feel like it was your decision to make. It was probably done more internally at this point, just because it's in the internal. I mean, you made some life-changing decision, and I'm hearing in yourself, but about yourself as well. It might have been like, never again will I this or that. No, I'm done with that. Not just a choice, a life-changing decision that has brought you to this Ace of Pentacles. Now, I do feel like the growth that you have gone through to make this decision is sort of mirrored perhaps in what you're feeling about this person. That you have come to, you've already done the 10 of Pentacles, right? So therefore you are at the beginning of the cycle and ready to take a risk. You've really taken a freshness with you, regardless of what this life-changing decision was inside of yourself. But it might be that thing of, this is my new boundary. I am never doing that again, right? Or I will always, or I will never. How you know you have an archetype in particular, look at how you use the words always and never. What have you always done and what will you never do? Right? That's a good way to see at least Chronos lifetime archetypes, right? So I do feel like if you are a lifetime gambler, you've learned a lot. This Ace of Pentacles inside of you is like, no, I've got it. I've got it. In potential, it may not be in physical form just yet for me alone, but it will be. But I gotta take the risk. Life is risk. Every time you step out of bed, it's risk. What's crowning this puppy? Your second major arcana card, a no joke. The card of justice, Ma'at. There is definitely a judgment moment here. Justice, not judgment so much. The judgment card, but that real going back and forth as, and there is definitely Libra energy here. I can't deny that. On the inner, you literally got the Libra card. This is a court card. This would be Libra, the King of Swords in the traditional tarot, but it's in the subconscious for both of you, right? This could be maybe a third person that you're both connected to, but I don't get that. I don't get that at all. What I get is that this is about, there is a major balancing going on here, and it is about fairness. Karma, I don't like thinking of karma as a reward punishment system anymore, because it's just not really what it is. Once you get to higher dimensions and you see that karma is really a teaching system, endemic only to the illusion of duality and polarity and separation and unity. There's no need for it. Everything's instantaneous. And you wouldn't dream of doing harm to another, unbalancing the scales with someone you know that you are one with. And we are all one with each other. We're not separate things. We're one thing appearing to be many. That's unity consciousness, 8th chakra stuff. Crown chakra too. But if you think of this card Ma'at, the card of justice, hovering above all of this, crowning this reading, then this is really about being fair. This is really about your integrity. Ma'at, if you Egyptian Book of the Dead, there are a couple of different interpretations. You meet Ma'at after death, and she weighs your heart on a scale with an ostrich feather. I think it's ostrich, if I remember correctly. There are different translations. You got to understand. It's a really old language. Ancient Egyptian, being ancient and all. And if the heart balances, you get to move on. Right? Ascend, move on, go somewhere else, whatever that is, higher planes. But if it is heavier than the feather, one version says you just have to reincarnate because, you got to get it right. Eventually, you will. Inevitable. Or your soul gets eaten by a demon. So pick your version. Choose your own adventure. Turn to page 20. So there is definitely some kind of thing here. Now, if there are legal things involved here, certainly a double Libra energy like that. This could be a divorce that this person is wrapping up here with this destroyer archetype. And I don't feel like, I guess there is a way of reading this with the lovers in the past there. They're wrapping things up. At least you're feeling that 10 of Pentacles, and you're in the Ace of Pentacles. This totally could have been you've left this person. Not getting that, but just saying that's another version of this. What feels more likely is this person is going through a bit of a destructive period in their life, but perhaps in a positive way, closing things up, 10 of Pentacling, right? Collecting the harvest, and you want to take the risk and saying you wanna, now that things are balancing out, now that things are a bit more above board, perhaps, now that things are a bit clearer, a bit more fair. Where is this leading? What's before you on the path? Well, now, this is the Ace, the Aries card is what I was trying to say. This would be the King of Wands. This is the Maiden of Flames here in this deck. Definitely a warrior card. Definitely that Aries energy. I'm going to say this could very much be you, right? Check your planets, right? If you got anything in Aries. See, the way that I read intuitively in collective reads, this could even be a new beginning, right? This could even be this Ace of Pentacles actually moving forward. You moving forward with this person. Now, I will say the destroyer with the idea of cardinal fire, a creative fire, that they might be burning things down and then starting things up in a new place, in a new way, right? Making room for new life. So it might be that this person, this destroyer archetype, kind of wraps this up and then charges in like an Aries would, right? First sign of the zodiac, cardinal fire, if you've ever dated one. That's what they're like. Hi! They just sort of headbutt you with their energy, and blessed be, I love them. I love Aries men. I don't want to marry one, because they're the babies of the zodiac, and I'm a Virgo. And I would like to do something other than take care of somebody else, right? I know. I can read any sign for filth, but once you've dated a bunch of them, I am sort of getting this is turning more towards the romantic here. I mean, we do have the Libra card, and we do have the Lovers card, but let's keep going. What's your lesson here? Your third major arcana card, Strength, Courage. Perhaps even, and not hard for an Aquarian. It is your, I mean, if you want to talk, this is the Leo card, which is your opposite sign, so there might be a little challenge here. But your lesson here is to endure emotionally. This is an emotional strength, right? Not, yes, it might be about containing yourself to a certain extent, taming the beast, but you don't want to tame the beast to the point where you cage it and it loses its spirit, right? There's a balance here, and there is a balance here. I don't think this is so much about waiting, although that might be part of it, certainly. Getting the grace of fortitude here, that you want to move forward with this, and you have the courage to, but yet this might be a longer journey than you expect, right? This is sort of starting from scratch. If you have any past with this person, this would really be about, okay, it's going to take a lot emotionally for me to do this. And your lesson is about following your heart, not over your head. I mean, following your heart is great if you're in a good mood. When it's in one of the books I wrote, it's like, follow your heart is great advice, unless, you know, you're a homicidal maniac, then not so much, right? Unless you're like an axe murderer, then don't do it. Don't follow your heart. This feels like, God, it's like you're going to have to really summon up the courage to do this with the gambler. You know why? I'm going to look at the shadow here for you, relying on luck rather than hard work. I think this one's going to take hard work. Not that you can't do it. Like, I know Aquarians who will focus on literal work, career, and vocation to the exclusion of anything else. Maybe that's just the ones I know. But when it comes to relationships, if it distracts too much from their sense of purpose, right, how they interact with the world, 11th house, humanitarianism, right, they're all wonderful people. But this is, if this is the Leo card, it is their opposite sign. From the outside looking in, you got your 1, 2, 3, 4th major arcana card here. So far you've got half and half, 4 out of 8. The card of reversal, the hanged person, because it's a woman, you know, hanged woman, that sounds horrible. The hanged person, reversal. That from the outside looking in, this sucker's on pause. It is. You're going to have to endure this. You're going to have to wait. But you're going to have to wait with a courageous and open heart here. I think you do have feelings for this person. I feel like with that Lover's card in the past now, that's really changing. Yes, a decision was made, but I feel like the decision brought you to this, ready to have this new opportunity and perhaps to offer this new opportunity to this destroyer archetype, who, by the way, is wrapping things up. And I'm just wondering with this legalities if they're in the middle of a divorce. Something like that. Some sort of legal eagle schmeagle going on there, where you have to be like, all right, I got to look at this differently. I need to put this on pause, not run away, not pull back, but then upside down. The thing about Aquarians is it's not so much that they're distant horizontally. The healthiest ones I've ever met, and I know a lot of them, don't pull just back. They pull back and up, again, to the satellites to see the larger picture. That is fixed air, like the stratosphere, right? To see things radically different than perhaps they appear to be on a ground level. I don't know, I think this is, you feel like, okay, this is going to happen eventually, but in the meantime, I have to hang in there. You're going to learn strength and endurance from this one way or the other. Even if you decide to walk away, you're going to find out what your endurance level is. And your destiny, another major arcana card, you're now 5 for 9. The dreamer, the fool, your destiny here is, and I was saying, even though the imagery is very different in this deck, this feels very much like the Fool card. Well, here's the Daughters of the Moon version. Your fate, the destiny that you, fate is what you can't change. Destiny is what you receive if you take the journey, right? What you hewn, H-E-W-N, I love that word. The destiny you hewn from your fate. On the path of true love, the hero's journey aspect of it, your hopes and your fears, to take the leap. To be the dreamer, to dream the perhaps not so impossible dream. It's not impossible. It's completely probable. We'll see what that last card is in a moment. But my sense of this is that it is a total risk, and I have a feeling that others are doubting you, maybe even this person you're dealing with. But if they are in the shadow here, intoxication with destructive power, destroying others' dreams or potentials, I don't know. Look, I was raised by my stepfather and my mother, her divorce lawyer. I was raised in a very litigious family growing up. My parents divorced when I was 2 years old, so I learned things like deposition as a very, very young word, and EBT, right? EBT, examination before trial. Like, yeah, man, they brought me into a courtroom in kindergarten and wanted me to testify against my own mother. I know, fucking nightmare. Wait till my biographies come out. Oh, if I got stories, right? So, you know, I get the risk. I get the risk here, the litigious aspect of somebody destroying someone else's potential. Now, if you are the one that they are destroying here, or at least trying to destroy your potentials or your dreams, I feel like you're going to take this risk and jump away from them. And I think that's that's a percentage of people watching this reading, that the decision was to break this sucker off, right? I do feel like there is an opportunity for justice and balance here, though, both inner and outer, literally, inside what you're unaware of and outer crowning, bringing that in. So much major arcana card. And your last card down, all right, this is the T that you don't want to see, and this you can change. The 6th position, where you've got that Aries card in the 10th position, the most probable outcome, can be changed. That's the point of GPS. If you don't like where you're going, change the destination in the present moment. You have got the 4 of Cups, which in this deck is called sorrow, but it doesn't always manifest that way. Particularly, I mean, I love how Fiona Morgan, the author of this deck, really juxtaposed a lot of different numerology in this particular tarot deck. Usually we see the spilt cups with 1 left behind. Usually it's 2 left behind in the 5 of Cups. Here it's the 4 of Cups, which can really be saying that where you're headed is a place of emotional release, not necessarily sorrow. It can be even a little meh. You know what I mean? Like, meh, right? Like, bored. Like, I would say, like, if you want to talk Abraham Hicks emotional guidance scale, oh my God, asking it is given. Let's just go back in time, right? Everything below bored, B-O-R-E-D. So I tried to live my life above bored until I realized I was using spirituality to bypass the emotions that needed to be felt, and boy, they will catch up. Which I feel might also be something going on here with this volcano image here, that there's something that's been boiling. Again, general reads, man. I mean, I love doing them. They're fun, but there's one where this person is getting divorced from somebody else. One, they're getting divorced from you. You're getting divorced from them. And then if that is the case, yes, there is emotional purge work coming here. There is the embracing of the emotions that perhaps you had to hold on to for a long time. And now that this is coming to a conclusion and you're going to take the jump into your new life, really, you've got the Ace of Pentacles covering you, and you've got the Fool and the Gambler. There's definitely new life here. There's definitely new cycle here, but you're dealing with someone who's at the end of a cycle, so more likely they're the ones that are ending something and might need a little time, and you might be feeling a little meh about that. It's like, well, how long, right, you're Aquarians, how long is this going to be? I've got work to do. I've got things to do. And it doesn't feel like you want to be somebody's option here either. You want to be their decision, not their option, and there is a difference. It's like, no. To decide means to, like, incision, decision, right? You cut away everything else. You have decided. You may decide again later. You may decide yet again, choose yet again later. But it feels like, at least emotionally right now, let me just check. Element of air. We have we have 1 air card on the table. Libra court card. Air. Fire. We have 1 fire. Both court cards, your air and your fire. So Aries and Libra, which are opposites of each other, so that's an interesting dynamic too, right? The Libra on the inner, the Aries, the core, and then what's before you, the Aries. So there is an opposition there elementally, but complementary. Air and fire do complement each other. Water, let's see what we got here with water. We've got one water card and 2 earth. So 1 air, 1 fire, 1 water, 2 earth cards. All the rest is major arcana here. Guys, this is a big deal read in the sense that, I mean, I wish it well, we'll also see what this looks like on the outside in the extended, and 10,000 oracles we're going to lay on top of this, and some healing systems to get more clarity on this. But overall, I have to say that whatever is going on here for the path of true love here, it is a risk and a gamble, but one that has so much major arcana, has so much spiritual power behind it, that my sense is that even though you might be anywhere from bored to depressed as a result of just the end of this reading, it doesn't mean the end of the relationship, but this might not be as emotionally satisfying if you have to kind of like, oh, how long is this going to take? Which is weird, because Aquarians can usually be very patient that way. Remember to try and see things from the higher perspective, that this is about fairness, this is about balance. Wow, okay, I haven't heard this in my head for a while. But remember the golden rule, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Put yourself in their shoes. If they are really going through perhaps a very messy, destructive divorce, where they have to destroy everything that has been in their life to rise from the ashes again. Now, we'll see if the death card hits the table at some point in the extended read, but otherwise, please take a nice deep breath. My pantheons of the divine, may the Aquarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need on the path of true love. February 2021, but certainly timeless whenever they are watching this reading, that they may have all they need to heal, to grow, to learn, to become the best that they can be, and walk the path of true love with justice, with honor, with potential, taking a loving, wise, empowered decision of risk to move forward in their life, to have the courage to see things differently, and to manifest their destiny from the fate that's been handed them for their well-being, the well-being of this destroyer, whether they're in their life a reason, a season, or a lifetime, and for the well-being of all. So would it be. And so it is. Look, tricky reading. The path of true love. The course of true love never did run smooth. Ask Billy Shakespeare. Way back in the Elizabethan age. Please, if you liked it, hit like. You want more, subscribe. Feel free to comment. You want to come party with me, there are links in the description box for my Drawing the Circle Productions Facebook page. And as well, if you'd like to book a private reading, it's really easy. I have Zoom. I have Facebook video call, which is wonderful, which I think is actually the best I've come across so far as a reader online. And if you'd like, I also have the Angelo Lyons Mail for Short Facebook group, which is a lot of fun, private group. No one knows you're in it, and we're a lot of fun there. Otherwise, if you want to jump over to the extended, link is in the description box. Wishing you all the very best and the very blessed of the path of true love. February 2021 are timeless, my darling Aquarians. Hail. Farewell, and blessed, blessed be.